Hi, everyone, and welcome to this working group serving meeting. Today is 23 of October of the 24th, and this meeting is being recorded. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Remember that everyone here is being recorded, and we abide to the CNCF Code of Conduct, so please behave and be good with each other. And with that, let's get started. I guess we can start with DRA, Jack Francis.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I called this out last week as well. There's a PR in flight. It's under review that adds some makes some slight changes to some of the DRA interfaces and adds some new stuff for cluster autoscaler. So SIG autoscaling definitely would love to land this in 132. I'm kind of representing SIG autoscaling, and I've been talking with Kuba before he went on vacation, who submitted the PR. Just want to make sure that his return on Monday is going to be a reasonable time to pick up to address some of those review comments and still get that landed before code freeze. Does that sound reasonable? Or if not, if we're under a rush, then I can go back to SIG autoscaling and suggest that myself or someone else take that up, like say starting today, so we can accelerate the iterations. It's not far, but just wanted to.
Thank you. Questions, anyone?
Well, I don't see Patrick on, who's done a lot of the reviewing. So as far as this group is concerned, this is just a heads up.
Thank you. We are next to Joan or Ashok.
Yeah, so we met last Thursday to discuss on the benchmarking tooling again. The meeting notes are there, and you can also see this is a comparison table where we are looking at what are the current possible tools that we can use as a starting point. Yeah, we have the FMPerf tool from IBM Red Hat, and we have the latency profile generator that we are using in GKE and GenAI Perf, VLLM benchmark. There is a LLM load test tool as well. We basically went through to figure out like which tool would be model server agnostic that can be used as a benchmark as a code tool. That would be a good starting point. I think it was a very fruitful discussion. The next step we are looking at is to create like a sub-project proposal. Yeah, I use that as a starting point and proceed forward from there. If anyone has any comments or any other suggestions, please feel free to add comments to this talk. And Yana has also set up a weekly sync going forward on Thursdays. I think it should be on everyone's calendar if you are subscribed to the workgroup serving calendar. So if you are interested, feel free to attend those as well, so you can follow along on the next steps.
Yeah, I think I've received the invitation. Hope everyone as well. Okay, so we have no multi-host or orchestration for this week. So moving out to sub-project updates. Kellen, you're on.
Yep. Yeah, the bullet points summarize it pretty well. But yeah, we have the CRD finally merged. I'm working on integrating that into XProc. We have a couple of gateways that are willing to support our instance gateway. So I'll be working on a reference integration with that after I get our API worked into our XProc image. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about model server integration. It was going to be last week, but we pushed it to this week. And then we are continuing to iterate on the algorithm and benchmark and prove out some of the claims we want to make. But that's us.
Thank you. Anyone has questions for Kellen? Going once, going twice. All right, we can move on to Jason.
Yeah, we had 5 PRs merged in the last week for the serving catalog, which is pretty exciting. I think 3 unique contributors. It included Llama 370B VLLM support. And then there's an interesting ongoing discussion around HPA stubs, including kind of some of the stub values and maybe future ideas around like the implications of which metrics to put where. And then also, like from my perspective, kind of an interesting discussion around the usage of components versus patches inside of the serving catalog, and kind of teasing out the use case for either. So if anyone else wants to take a look and contribute to the discussion, feel free.
Thank you, Jason. Anyone has questions? Quiet crowd today. Okay. So moving to open topics. Xiajin, you here? I don't see him on the participant.
He made a comment just to the right that it can't be shared by Friday.
No, and I commented on it, but I forgot. I'm running the meeting on a small laptop, so it's like kind of like shorted for me now. Okay, so we are out of agenda topics. Anyone has a topic that is not in the agenda that want to bring it up?
Chong did some, like, I don't know if Kellen, you mentioned this. Okay, benchmarking and iteration, the algorithm improvements. We can link to the document as well there. Chong, maybe you can do a link to the document for the benchmarking that you've done.
Yeah, I think I talked about it last week.
Right, but you have new benchmarks, right, in it?
Yeah, so I guess we can discuss in the PR. So there's a PR to introduce priority-based routing. There's some initial benchmark results.
Okay, so just mentioning that, like, maybe link it here. Like, even every time link it here, it's fine.
Sounds good, yeah.
With the new section that you add for benchmarking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can dive into it tomorrow as well if people are curious. That's totally fine.
Something else? Okay, there's a hand raised. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Guy. I'm representing the Envoy Gateway project. I'm reaching out to you today because we had a talk accepted to EnvoyCon, one of the co-located events about extensibility in Envoy Gateway. And my co-speaker and I, we feel that the work that you've been doing around LLM Instance Gateway is really a very interesting example of extensibility in Envoy, right? Also coming back to what Kelvin was mentioning about several gateways looking to support this. So we had this idea to maybe use this as really a sort of a demo, not so much talking about the LLM side of things, rather more focusing about like, hey, this is how you can extend Envoy in a very cool way. I mean, typically people would extend Envoy to perform security, maybe transform request responses, whereas here you're really like diving into domain-specific load balancing strategies, which is a really not a common use case that I've seen around. So I think it's very interesting. XProg just recently landed in Envoy Gateway, and I mean I would really enjoy to use this opportunity to also expose people to the work that you're doing and basically use the work that you've done. So first of all, I wanted to sort of bring this to your attention and make sure that that's cool with you, this group here. And secondly, I think that like during our attempts to run the demo, we maybe hit a few problems. So we've opened an issue. And I think Kong replied that this hopefully should be resolved by end of this week. If somebody can help out with that, it would really help us out, because we kind of have a deadline to complete like preparations, recordings, and such for KubeCon by the end of this month. So if this particular issue here that I think Kong opened and was already assigned to some person, if you can help out resolving that by the end of this week, that would be just fantastic. Would allow us to record a demo that would work and basically show this in KubeCon. And also, if there's any contact from this group that I can maybe reach out to basically verify that the more LLM related talking points that we're going to mention actually make scientific sense, right? Like, why is this good? I mean, I have a generalized idea of what you're doing and why this is good, but I also want to make sure that we're not, saying nonsense there, not being an LLM expert myself. So if there's any contact here, perhaps that's you, Kellen, or somebody else, that I can reach out to talk about this and maybe review some of the slide deck, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm on the Envoy Slack as well. And I'm assuming you're in the Kubernetes Slack. We can use that too. It could either be me or I can get you pointed in the right direction. It'd be Song or Kaushik or myself. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I love this. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I mean, I was about to do like a very boring demo about, hey, I'm adding an HTTP header. Wow, so exciting. This is really, this is really, cutting edge, very interesting stuff. So cool. This is amazing.
Thank you for all the work you've done. The issue is prioritized. So Quinjen is working on it now.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm really sorry to just, come up with this at the last moment, but just because we have like a deadline, that's and I am hopeful that we can leverage this opportunity to really show the fantastic work that you're doing. So thank you so much, everyone.
Cool. Thank you, Abdullah.
Yeah, well, Guy, why we're having you here? Has there been any discussions on body-based routing in Envoy? So one thing that we have in LLM worlds, like the Open AI protocol, where they have the model name inside the body, right? So just because you're here, I thought that, and we have some time, I thought maybe we can discuss this quickly.
Sure. So like a caveat would be that I am representing the Envoy Gateway project, so more on the control plane that's orchestrating Envoy, not so much Envoy itself, right? I mean, I would say that like my immediate response would be, hey, this is possible with like a custom filter that you can write. But whether the community would be willing to go in a direction where, body is parsed for routing purposes. I mean, I think that for LLM, it makes a lot of sense because, as you say, some of the parameters are in the body, and typically the body is not that big, right? But just for general purpose gateway reasons, buffering and reading the body is kind of like a no-no, right? So I can also see why people may object to that. But the strategy that you have taken here with the XProc definitely makes that possible, right? I mean, and you're actually already doing that, right? So So sorry that I can't give you more than that at this time.
That's fair. I think overall, like, it's a discussion we want to have also with the larger community, with open AI too. Can we make this easier? Like, can we make it part of the protocol that the model name, for example, must be in the first few bytes of the body, right? And that would make it easier, right? Like you wouldn't care about like the size of the body. You just look at the very first, for example, 100 bytes, and you're expected to find it there. And then we could have some sort of like baked-in filter in Envoy to do this for everybody, rather than installing like an extension.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. By the way, any reason that this is not a header, for example?
That's their protocol. So the other thing, exactly this. Like maybe we can propose it to be a header too. That's probably the better approach longer term.
I mean, not sure if it's better, but it's more HTTPing it rather than But I mean, I think that there are additional examples of like protocols where I mean HTTP based protocols where decisions are to be made based on body. So I mean, it's not. I'll try to find one. I'm aware of like a specific use case from my company. I just don't remember the name of it. I think it's also like an open source protocol. I'll try to find it and share it with you later.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You still have your hand raised, Abdullah, but like, do you have another topic? Okay, no. Okay, if we don't have extra topics, that's it. It was a quick agenda today. Anyone? Okay, so we have a lot of time back today. Thank you, everyone, and see you for those that will attend tomorrow. If not, next week. See you.
Thank you.
Thanks all. See you.